All right, we have a 2017 Coyote. This is the latest and greatest version, and just wanted to show you a few things on what's required for this to fit into the hot rod. So for starters, there's the casting here on the driver's side. This little area, Factory 5 wants us to trim that area in order for it to fit into the chassis. The accessories, so far as the alternator and the AC, alternator actually is going to be switched from the driver's side over to the passenger side, and then we switch it 180 degrees. And then the AC compressor actually sits right down here below. So we'll route the belt, make sure it's all proper tension. Up above, we're going to have the plenum covers, the coil covers, the heater hoses there. It's going to come with all the necessary control pack in order to plug into the harnesses here. Over here we have the oil cooler. This oil cooler gets removed. We use a shorter filter, again, to give it extra clearance within the chassis. Factory 5 supplies the oil pressure switch and the coolant temperature switch for the hot rod. Of course, you're going to use the correct headers for this. The flywheel, to remove the flywheel, we're going to use the automatic flex plate along with the mid plate, and of course the transmission that'll have the control pack that will talk with the engine. Come with the necessary hardware and the fittings. This is the control motion valve system back here. We're actually going to remove this because it becomes too tight within the firewall to fit in the hot rod. So we do remove this, and basically we just leave these valves open and really doesn't compromise anything. On the table we have all the parts that are going to be supplied with the engine. We have the ECU, we have the O2 sensors, all your plug-ins, your air inlet, the hoses, the PC valve, your throttle lever here, and the whole control module along with your fuses and hoses. So the ECU is the whole brain of the operation, of course, that's what controls the air, fuel, and the spark. The air inlet oftentimes will not work with modified hot rods or muscle cars or kit cars because it's very big. So oftentimes you got to change that out. When you do, the ECU will need to be recalibrated. The pedal here is considered a throttle by wire, so it does not require any cable off of it. It all works with the ECU, talks to each other. And the power distribution box has all the relays and fuses right in here. And then we're just going to plug this in on the engine just to show you a few of the things on how it gets plugged in. So what we got here is the whole control pack. Just have it kind of laid out, all spread out here. The ECU, of course, is all plugged in, and then you have a lot of the harnesses coming off of it. Everything's clearly labeled, so there's going to be some stuff that you're not going to need. Other things you'll see on here as far as the mass air meter, the AC, compressor plug-in, the alternator, the starter. So that's all pretty straightforward plug-ins. These are the remaining items that we're going to be installing onto the engine. The controller, the harnesses for the transmission to talk to the engine, the flex plate, and the mid plate that we're going to install onto the block.